It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies, in cinema, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And also maybe Murray. I'm never quite sure if he'll be here or not, but are you here this week, Merman?
Maybe.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Yes, let's, shall we? Thanks to all of you supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film. And you know what? We'll watch it if it played anywhere in the world. Now, enough of my jibber jabber. Let's get to raging. But first, here's a word from our sponsor.
Hey Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, Canyon Meadows Cinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or a superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event or go online at canyonmeadowscinema.ca.
So I missed you guys while I was gone. It seems like it's been years since I've seen your beautiful faces.
Didn't we do the podcast last week?
Yeah, but I wasn't here.
Weren't you?
Well, I was there online, but I wasn't here sitting next to you.
No?
Looking into your beautiful, beautiful eyes.
I think you were here.
No, well, I was here in spirit.
Sometimes I mix spirit and physical.
That's right. It's because you see dead people. I get it.
He sees metaphysical.
Yeah, metaphysical dead people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we I think you and I went and saw everything. I'm kind of guessing you might have also seen a third movie. But am I wrong?
I'm gonna say you're wrong, but
Okay.
what's the third movie?
Well, I just thought you might have went and saw the video game one with all the animated stuff. Mario Kart.
I mean, the #1 movie of this year.
Yeah. I thought, you like kids' movies, so I thought you might have saw it. Did you see it?
I don't remember.
That would be a no.
So it was a meh if you saw it.
Stop asking me hard questions.
Well, we did see a couple of horror movies.
Yeah, we did. First one, I don't know that I'd call either of them really horror movies, but okay. I guess if you were to
Ish.
if you're gonna go to a video store, if those existed, I guess these would both be put in the old horror movie.
What section on Netflix would they
I
show
wish
up
they
in?
existed.
Yeah, they'll show up in the horror section. I would assume. All right, so first film we saw, I don't. Actually, it was the first film I saw. Now that
It was also the first film I saw, so there we go.
went to The Popes Exorcist. The Popes Exorcist is loosely based on the files of the chief exorcist of the Vatican. And I mean, like, really loosely based.
It's so loose, like totally loose butthole.
The chief exorcist of the Vatican, Father Gabriel Amorth. He is played by Russell Crowe, who plays this wisecracking priest who rides a tiny little moped from place to place.
He does.
Crowe goes from winking at the camera to dead serious throughout the film. You can see he is enjoying playing this character, but at no point does it take away from the gravity of each scene. Crowe is the only reason to watch this, however, as the rest of this is rehashed scenes from exorcism films of the past. Nothing new here other than a strange subplot that touches upon the church's scandals and the atrocious behavior of some of its priests. But in the end, I guess the devil made them do it?
Of course it did.
I'm sorry, what? The pedophilia that took place gets summed up in essence by concluding that the devil made them do it. That is weak. This film should not have even introduced such heavy topics if it was just going to let the church off the hook.
I know.
So as much as I enjoyed Crowe's performance, the rest of the film was unoriginal and off base. That makes The Pope's Exorcist a rage.
Okay.
Why are they even bringing it up if it's like, oh, the devil made them do it?
Well, let's save it because I got some thoughts on that too.
All right.
So the music in The Pope's Exorcist is dark, original, deep, and ominous.
I'll give you
The
that.
scenery is gothic and rich with evil. The accents of all the characters are awful. In Spanish,
Yes, they
in
are.
Latin,
Yep.
in Italian, and every other language is spoken. But
Yes.
the Vespa was cute and adorable, and the jokes were funny
True and true.
and totally dad-like.
Absolutely.
They were so dad-like, Murray. This could possibly have been your favorite movie of the year.
Yeah, I
Because your man, Russell Crowe, was on fire.
Russell Crowe was good.
He was mesmerizing in this.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly
even with
mesmerizing.
the bad accent.
Even with his terrible, terrible accent.
What was that?
I don't know. He's taking roles where he speaks with a terrible accent these days. I don't know. This has almost everything I'm going to say is almost kind of what you said, but mine's going to be just a little different.
All right.
So this has all the things from demon possessions from the past movies that we have all grown to expect, and a lot of influences from The Exorcist,
Yep.
which are very present in this film, including head turns.
Yep.
and a lot of things that you would expect to see from The Exorcist. We get the demon crackling and the speaking in creepy voices and the wall and ceiling climbing. The jump scares are fun and the evil is pretty evil. And along the way, we get a great performance by this little CLF, Peter D'Souza Fehoni, who plays Henry. And like all movies where the Catholics are involved, they are the saviors of the universe, and they accept absolution for the Spanish Inquisition, the pedophile scandal, and pretty much everything they have ever been accused of, even if no one asked them to be absolved. And yet this movie made it so that they were.
Yep.
Here's a hint, Catholic. And I'm not saying Catholics, I'm saying Catholic. You're not absolved from any of that fucking shit.
No.
You're still guilty, and I don't care if you think the devil made you do it. I hated the fact they picked a non-Italian to play an Italian, a non-Spanish person to play a Spaniard, a non-American to play an American, and I'm thinking they were just hiring anyone who was available when they made this film. It didn't matter what country they were from. I can see them doing a casting call and saying, hey, can you pretend you can speak insert language here, and then the person would say, yeah, I think I can do that.
You're hired.
You're hired. It was exactly like that because they had so many different cultures, and not one of the people that were of that culture were actually that culture.
Yep.
The only closest one they had was, I think there was, the one guy was Costa Rican who was supposed to be playing Spanish. So, he had a Spanish accent, but you know what? I'm just thinking they probably could have found somebody who was actually Spanish to play the role, but apparently the casting call was like a circle of 10 people.
Yes.
It's like, I know that person. I'll give him a call. Can you pretend you're from Spain?
Hell yeah, I can.
That's it. Watch this. Abada-hoobada. And then, hey, Russell Crowe, do you think you can speak Italian?
I can do anything. I'm Russell Crowe.
Boopity-boopity. Plus they make a big deal of making sure to use Latin when they're dealing with demons. But then when they do speak to it, everybody speaks English. There are lots of holes in this. You want that, I chose not to, but if you look closely at it, There's a lot of holes in this.
There is.
I chose, though, to sit back and let Satan do his business. This was pretty fun and creepy. It was a bit of a demon fest, and it looks like we are set up nicely for a sequel to make this the Taken of the demon genre going forward by the looks of things.
Oh, God,
so
I hope not.
everything about this movie, other than the Catholic side of it, was screaming Murray should be seeing this movie.
Yeah, you just spelled it out right there.
I'm just saying. Hail Satan. This gets a meh for the CLF, the demon, creepy fun, and the mesmerizing Russell Crowe doing his best to pretend he speaks Latin, Italian, and even English sometimes.
Okay.
I pray, though, this does not become the Taken of the demon world, because I still kind of like Russell Crowe, and I'd hate for him to become the next Liam Neeson.
That would be terrible.
Yeah. I couldn't hate this movie. There was a lot to hate, but the music was so
The music was everything
so
you're saying
good.
Everything you're saying is correct. It's just I couldn't get over certain things, and you're like, yeah, whatever.
Well, I actually thought it was humorous. I wasn't sure if they were like. To me, it was funny. I was like, seriously, you're literally bringing up the pedophile scandal in this movie,
Yeah.
and then. Oh, you brought up the Spanish Inquisition. In this? It's like, what are you? You're literally looking to have the world forgive you for everything you've done wrong, Catholic. You know, like to me, it became funny because with Russell Crowe being so cute and funny, it was just I couldn't stop. There was so much joy in my heart as I watched a Catholic movie, thinking of Satan. So it was good. I didn't mind it.
Well, fair enough.
I don't think I'm going to be looking forward to.
What?
The Popes Exorcist 2.
Yes.
Or the Popes Exorcist 3.
Right.
But it sure looks like they're going on the road. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, especially with that last scene, absolutely. It's like, oh boy.
They're like, if this makes money, we're making a number 2.
Yeah.
Because what has Russell made? What did he make? Oh, he was in the superhero thing that Murray loved him in.
He was in the last Thor movie.
Yeah, I remember Murray
spoke
loved
Greek.
him. Yeah. I know. His Greek is almost as good as his Italian, Spanish, and Latin. Mm-hmm. Or his English, for that matter.
Yes.
Russell Crowe can do anything.
You know what? He's mesmerizing.
That's right. For life. Thank you very much.
Now, so Murray, did you get to see this beautiful Catholic apology letter?
No, the hypocrisy of the Catholic Church forbade me from watching this.
Yeah, but you're mesmerized for life. You made him mesmerized.
Doesn't matter who is in it.
Wow.
This is a turning point for Murray.
Oh no, I still love Russell Crowe. Just don't want him
because he would go see Liam Neeson movies, not caring what the plot was.
When Mel Gibson does movies promoting the Catholic Church, like he's a hypocrite to begin with, and he hates all the races. So it's like, why would I listen to him?
Let's paint this with a really broad stroke.
It's a pretty broad stroke.
As someone who grew up in the Catholic Church, I'm full aware of the hypocrisy of the Catholic Church. So I don't desire to see this, even if Russell Crowe was in it.
Well, maybe you'll be more forgiving of Russell when he makes the Popes Exorcist 2. Or Part 2. Part 2. So, the other movie we got to see this weekend was Renfield. Tony Robbins has nothing on Codependency Anonymous. Apparently, everything I've seen Nicholas Hoult in these days is unusual and unique. That's what I'm saying. Everything I've seen him lately, I'm like, I'm actually falling in love with Nicholas Hoult. I'm just saying. Dude. His stuff he's coming out with is pretty cool.
Okay.
Just saying. And if Awkwafina is in a movie, or should I say the mesmerizing Awkwafina is in a film, I don't care what it is. I will want to see it. I've seen comedy Dracula, like Dead and Loving It. I've seen classic Dracula movies, like, the original. I've seen Keanu Dracula movies. Whoa. But this is the first time I've seen an action horror comedy rom-com Dracula film, which sounds like it should be the worst of all the Draculas. But if you like learning how to be a better codependent than you are now, and you love gratuitous, over-the-top horror comedy gore, and watching Awkwafina kick ass and punch dicks, but mostly watching Nicolas Cage be his over-the-topness in a movie he was born to play, then this is the right Dracula for you. Or should I say, me. There were times in this movie that had such over-the-top, outrageous action horror that I was laughing solid for 5 minutes straight. So much, I was laughing so hard that the people that were in the cinema started looking at me, giving me creepy faces, which made me laugh more. And honestly, I wasn't stoned. I just had this joy in my heart seeing Awkwafina being at the top of her game, being the leading actor in another action comedy rom-com. The Nick and Nick show was a fun trip to Vampire Land, so much so, and I don't say this very often, but this vampire film was Mondo. And we got some unpacking. I loved it. I loved every single thing about it. It was stupid comedy. It was outrageous. And we can talk about what you guys say your piece. I loved it. I loved everything about it.
So glad I didn't see it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're a vampire fan, aren't you?
Now
Murray?
for something completely different. The biggest problem I had with this film is Dracula. Not Nic Cage, who chews scenery and hams it up better than anyone.
He does.
As people may know, vampires are my thing. Jim has zombies. Bryce has slow movies with lots of walking. And Ben Affleck for some reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Vampires are sacred to me. Vlad the Impaler, or Count Dracula, is the Mac Daddy of them all. There are literally over 100 Dracula films. Some good and some bad. But in nearly all of them, Dracula is a sympathetic character who lost the love of his life and is tortured for eternity. In this case, Cage's is a complete soulless asshole.
Yes.
Who enjoys killing innocent people.
Yes.
Not cool.
What? That was totally cool.
They butchered one of my favorite literary characters.
Aw.
Renfield is a mind-numbingly boring character. Or more like he has no character of his own because he's been serving his master for so long. Then we have Awkwafina.
Yes.
I get it. You both like her.
No, we love her.
There's a difference.
If she was supposed to be funny, she wasn't.
What?
If she was trying to be dramatic, it didn't work.
What?
As for the drug dealers, led by Sonic the Hedgehog himself, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, but he wasn't playing a hedgehog.
Yeah, but he's still an idiot. They were completely unnecessary. He's fucking Dracula. He doesn't need any help. And we have one cop and a bug-eating superhero against an entire city of corrupt cops and a drug cartel and Dracula. That's two of them against everybody.
Yeah.
Come on. Sorry, this was a rage. Cage aside, it was a rage.
Who knew? What did you think of Renfield?
Okay. Renfield is a bit of a frustrating endeavor.
What?
There are many very entertaining bits, and Nic Cage's enthusiasm that he brings to the role of Dracula is infectious. Nic Hoult does his best young Hugh Grant impression throughout, but it fits the role of Renfield. Dracula's indentured servant. There is probably enough there to make a 90-minute movie with Renfield trying to move on from Dracula without introducing more subplots, which include Awkwafina as a cop named Rebecca Quincy.
Yes.
What? Surrounded by
Asian name ever.
Surrounded by corruption as she tries to take down the crime organization that killed her father.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
I thought this was a movie about Dracula and Renfield.
It was.
Don't get me wrong. Awkwafina was mesmerizing and was in some extremely entertaining sequences. I just found her whole involvement in the story created an unevenness to it all. We also had Ben Schwartz as Teddy Lobo, part of the Lobo crime empire, trying to prove to his mom that he is worthy of being a Lobo. What? This served as another distraction, as the film is called Renfield, not Teddy Lobo and Rebecca Quincy the cop. The scenes involving the support group were fantastic. Nic Cage hamming it up as Dracula was fantastic. The flashback footage superimposing Cage's face onto Dracula's in past cinematic releases was hilarious.
Yes.
Hoult as Renfield was a lot of fun. Heck, even Awkwafina was great. Just out of place. I really liked a lot of this, but too many subplots and unnecessary characters dragged down what should have been a much better film. But Renfield was still meh.
There you go.
I liked a lot of it. It was just, there was too much. There was too many stupid subplots.
Yep.
Murray's right. All these people did not need to be in this, and none of it made sense.
I was perfectly fine with it because I kind of get what you're saying, but just like all rom-coms, you have to forget that this was a rom-com at heart. And just like all rom-coms, there has to be a way out for the bad guy to meet the girl. You think this was about Dracula Murray and Renfield. No, this is a fucking rom-com. This is a rom-com at heart. They just painted it with a Dracula brush. So if you went there expecting it to see Renfield,
which everybody
and Dracula
did,
yes.
But I went there because
it's called.
Because Awkwafina was in the movie, and she was the rom-com interest. And if you couldn't see that coming from a mile away, then bitches, you be crazy. Because it was absolutely transparent that's the movie is a rom-com.
Too many characters
too
just
much.
being yanked in so many different
It may be
directions.
the only rom-com that I've ever liked.
I'm looking back and I'm like, how the hell did they put all these characters and all this stuff that was going on in 90 minutes? Like, I don't even know how they did it. Should have been.
That's what makes it Mondo. They absolutely pulled it off.
No, they didn't. They really did.
They did for me. And the scene where Nicholas Hoult rips that guy's arms off and then kills all those people with the arms.
I'm not saying
the
action entertaining sequences.
The action scenes were fun, but they were just ridiculous.
The scene,
and he gets all that from eating a bug.
Yes.
Well, that's actually if you go back and read all this
back
stuff.
to your literary.
Yeah, that's
that
a thing.
is exactly how he got his jizzness.
No.
Yes, it is.
As I recall, Renfield eats the bugs.
Did
to
you read
survive.
the book or just watch the original Dracula?
I watched a lot of the movies.
Well, you have to go back and read the book, Murray. You're the one that played the literary card.
I don't know.
I'm just playing it back.
It just.
Well,
It was man.
it was Mondo.
Yeah, big rage.
This, you know what?
Things are back to normal.
Things are back to normal with Film Rage. We haven't been together for so long, and when we do, it's the perfect trifecta. And Awkwafina is still mesmerizing.
She sure is.
As you.
Yes.
And also me. All right. We haven't had a good Murman Minute for a while. Are you going to tell us the 10 best Dracula movies of all time?
No, you're probably going to be disappointed again.
10 best Russell Crowe movies that didn't star something that would have something to do with Catholics?
10 best Awkwafina movies?
That's going to be a
Does
tough.
that even exist?
Oh, yeah.
I think she's got 10.
I would say
I can't list one.
But we're going to talk about her in a few minutes. So
You do that. I went to see Mafia Mama. And I liked it. So there.
So I thought Bryce was going to see another movie, but it was Murray.
There we go. That was the whole Murman Minute.
That was it. That's all I got. I went to it. I liked it. Tough.
That's it? Was it a Mondo?
It's all right.
Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
My rage this week is the Catholic. I don't know who wrote that movie, The Popes Exorcist, but I'm sorry. Don't try and paint a brush to try and get forgiveness in a movie when we really just want to see the demon kill some people.
Yeah.
Right?
That's where it got. That's why it's a rage. I just want to see some demon killing.
I mean, you pay to see demon killing, and he promised him, he says, none of you are going to survive this.
Yeah.
I thought for sure none of them would have survived, except for the demon.
It's a lie.
I know. Well, Satan is the teller of lies.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's his shtick. So, yeah, my rage is, can we please take religion out of movies? Unless it's a movie about religion, then I expect to see something about religion. But if I'm watching a demon movie, I don't want to see the freaking Catholic pushing their agenda about, thank God there was an exorcist who could exorcise the demon. And then, because he did this, now we know why they did all these terrible things, because it was a demon. It wasn't
the devil made us do it.
It wasn't because we were evil and we wanted all your money. It was 100% the devil that did it.
There we go.
So get rid of it. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Arguments here. Why I didn't go see it?
My rage this week. Both of the movies we attended in the cinema had the potential to be Mondo, but they both dropped the ball. 5 to 10 minutes into both of them, I was thinking to myself, these films are so much better than I thought they were going to be. But alas, they both blew it in very different ways. That's my rage. There was so much potential in both of those movies. The stories were solid. There was some good stuff in there, and they just, I don't know, they just blew it completely for me, both of them.
Well, not one of them. One of them, you thought it was going to be a rage, but it was a man.
Yeah, it was a man. I didn't think it was necessarily going to be a rage. It had Awkwafina. How could it be a rage?
Well,
how am I ever going to rage with Awkwafina in a movie?
It's true.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
Because at the end of the day,
there's so much
you got
joy.
to see Awkwafina, so you can't
so much
rage.
Joy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting because, I'm starting to get, because remember the last Exorcist movie we saw? I gave it a rage and you gave it a mad. So I have a little bit of reverse here.
Yeah.
But I think we're coming to a point in horror movies in general, and I don't want to be the one that says it, but I'm going to say it. Other than, some of the stuff we've seen in the last year that was like totally off the wall, like Skinamarink.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing original coming out anymore. I mean, I think it's going to be hard for them to make a demon movie that's going to be like, once you've seen The Exorcist, right? And you've now got this as your platypus.
Yeah, we gotta move on from Exorcist movies, haunted house movies.
Yeah, like I don't know, like there is really good haunted house movies. Like technically, Skinamarink is a haunted house.
There's
movie.
a really bad one coming out.
The Haunted House.
No, the Disney version.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't it called The Haunted House?
I don't know, whatever the ride is.
Oh no, The Haunted Mansion.
That's the one.
Didn't they already make a Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy?
Maybe this is another one though.
Did they? What's that?
This
Eddie
is Rosario
Murphy?
Dawson.
I think there was a Haunted Mansion too.
Yeah, Rosario Dawson's in this one.
Well, Rosario Dawson's pretty good.
I like Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, so I don't know. They got to stop making. I don't know. Stop making
horror films.
No, they just
demon
gotta
movies?
maybe, or if you're going to, just don't do it the same way that it's been done
100 times.
forever.
Make Skinamarink, but don't make
Make
Skinamarink now because it's been made. Make something different that's original, like Skinamarink, but not Skinamarink.
Exactly.
But make it with demons
Yeah.
or ghosts
Or whatever.
or something else that's like a ghost. What else is there in that undead world? Or a vampire, right? Just, make an undead thing that's like Skinamarink but isn't.
Yeah.
And we'll be happy. It's good rage, by the way. I like it.
Rage subsiding. Loss, sawing, anger fading.
Well, we don't really have much going for the list this week. But I thought we should probably talk about the performances of Russell Crowe, Nic Cage, and Awkwafina. Although Nic Cage and Awkwafina are no longer in our mesmerized. And the only one that's left. Awkwafina got bumped by Murray on a movie.
No, I'm pretty sure she isn't. She won a Race for Life.
No.
No.
Awkwafina never, I don't think ever got there because
No,
Murray.
she was on there at one point.
Yeah, Murray
Was
bumped
she?
her.
Yeah.
The merman bumped her because she annoyed him in one of the movies.
Still annoys me.
There you go. So, but
Probably
That's
Shang-Chi.
just
But-
crazy.
I think we can all agree that saw the movie. Russell Crowe he was mesmerizing in that film.
Yeah, no, Russell Crowe was excellent in it. As I say, Russell Crowe is literally the only reason to watch that movie, in my opinion. Because there is nothing else there.
He's the only reason I see a lot.
Everything else you have seen before. And other things will just make you go, what the bleepity blank are they even putting that in here for? One of these things does not
like the other.
It does not fit.
And talk about him riding that Vespa. He's like,
Oh, that was fantastic.
he weighs like 300 pounds,
Oh.
and he's riding around on a little Vespa.
Yeah.
He's a little
He
big.
takes a Vespa, Murray.
yeah.
He takes a Vespa
He shoves
from
it up
Rome.
yeah.
From Rome.
He basically shoves it up his bum, and
Yeah, and drives it all the way to Spain.
it's fantastic. That was the thing that I don't know that I've had that much glee for like 2 seconds ever in my life.
See, and that scene alone should have made it a Mondo for us. But you know what? There was just so many other holes. Yeah, and you know what? Okay, so here's a question.
Yeah.
And we can't really ask Murray because he's anti-Awkwafina. But if you were putting Cage up against Awkwafina, who do you think was more mesmerizing in this film?
In this film,
Yeah.
it was. I'm still going Awkwafina because when she shared the screen with people, I was still watching her. When Nic Cage shared the screen, I mean, I was looking at Nic Hoult, to be honest, a lot of the time when he was.
That's what I'm
really-
saying. Everything he's done lately. Can we just talk about what he's done lately? He's not gonna make Undoubted. That's not gonna happen.
No.
But just some of the things he's picking are just.
To be honest, though, he was just doing I guess he always does, though. I kind of picked on him here for doing a Hugh Grant impression, but I guess that's kind of his thing. He's
A little bit, but so he was in Renfield.
yeah,
He was in The Menu,
which he was very, very good.
right?
in.
He was outstanding in that.
He was okay.
Outstanding.
He was, but come on, if you're doing Mesmerized, Ray Fiennes blew him out of the water in that.
Yeah, I think Ray Fiennes would have blown
He
everybody,
blows
but he was
everybody out of
still
the water,
he was
yeah.
still pretty
He was
amazing.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
was
yeah, he's
in Those Who Wish Me Dead.
Mm-hmm.
So the Banker,
Mm-hmm.
True History of the Kelly Gang. Like he did Dark
he was
Dark
good in
Phoenix.
Yeah.
He was in Tolkien. Like he's putting a lot of range in what he's doing. Is all
He
I'm
is.
saying.
Yeah.
Right?
No, he's definitely one to watch, and you never come out of a movie and go, man, I wish he wasn't in that movie.
Well, and I don't think there's been a movie that he's made I would say.
You're actually.
I would say.
I don't think he's done a Rage yet, other than maybe even the X-Men. The X-Men.
Dark
might have been
Phoenix
Rage.
is-
I thought
but-
the Dark Phoenix was great.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people don't, but I
A
liked
lot
it.
of people do.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty close.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd have to watch Dark Phoenix again.
Okay,
to
so
know what
Renfield for you
meh.
was it was Mondo for me. The Menu was Mondo for both of
Mondo,
us.
yeah.
And Murray, was it Mondo for you? Although he can't because Murray gave Renfield a Rage, but other than that, he might have made it. Too bad Murray didn't watch the Pope movie instead.
Yes.
Yeah. Good on you, Nick.
Yes.
A new Nick for us to watch.
All right.
Yeah. Now, Murray, did you bring the master list?
Master list is beside you there.
Oh, are you going to tell us what?
Oh, I
Here.
haven't picked anything. I assume we're busy the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know what? We probably are.
I'm not gonna
So
be
it's
here
probably, we're not
then.
going to
I'm
get to
not
see
gonna be here the next 2
anything.
weeks.
Maybe.
Well, you're on holidays, but I'm
You
not.
wanna
So,
watch something? Yeah.
well, actually, wait. Isn't it you that has to watch it? It is like, well, guess we'll find out. Yeah,
guess we will.
we're going to put the list on pause. Everybody, just go see some Nicholas Hoult films. That's my suggestion for this week.
All right.
Right?
Sure.
Sure.
Make your own list. Is he undoubted in your mind? Maybe.
Maybe.
Last week on Rage or Dare, the god of rage, that's me, rained down with a fiery thunder, a rage-filled remake. No, wait, was it actually a remake? Redo? Remodel? Reworking? Reimagining? Oh, yes, that sounds like the correct trite buzzword. I rained down with a fiery thunder, a rage-filled reimagining of the 1966 television show, Dark Shadows. This week, it's Bryce's turn to rage or dare, and he can rage any old way he likes. Now, how dark are the shadows of Johnny Depp's rambling, shambling career? Or should I say the reimagining of his rambling, shambling career?
I love Casey.
Indeed.
Indeed.
I gotta be honest, I am confused why this was in Casey's bag. It is beautifully shot with stunning visuals throughout. Johnny Depp as Barnabas Collins, a vampire that was buried for 190 years and now finds himself in the 1970s, was quite entertaining. The 1970s soundtrack was great. We got a Jackie Earle Haley sighting, who is always entertaining in everything he does. There was an Alice Cooper cameo, although I would have loved to have seen a scene between Barnabas and Alice, which did not happen. So that was disappointing. But really, overall, this was an entertaining movie. It started strong, and even though the story dragged towards the end, Depp was more than amusing enough to make up for any shortcomings. Overall, it was a pretty movie to look at. And although I expected it to be a little darker in tone, being a Tim Burton movie with Johnny Depp, I still enjoyed it. It was meh.
Huh.
I don't have a whole lot to say because proof is in the pudding. It's just not...
There's not a lot of pudding here, buddy.
There's nothing wrong with
So,
this movie.
Johnny,
Yes.
by this time, was starting to be pretty annoying with his over-the-top silliness in his acting style. But as you've already alluded to, Jackie Earle Haley is always amazing.
He's so good.
In fact, why don't we get more of him in movies? Because he's awesome.
Yes.
And it's a Tim Burton film. And he doesn't normally do anything terrible, right?
No, he doesn't.
Oh. We also get Chloe Grace Moretz, almost as awesome as she was in her early kick-assness years.
Yeah, I don't like her.
This film was some weird cross between stupid and humor
Yep.
that is really hard to explain. But the lovemaking scene with Johnny Depp and Eva Green was really quite humorous. I would watch for a bit, and then I would think, this isn't so terrible.
Right.
And then it would get really terrible.
Yeah.
No, it did really terrible.
Nah.
Most of the terrible I found was coming from them trying too hard to do something, but they never did anything. I really didn't get the purpose of this movie whatsoever and why they needed to make it in the first place. I didn't understand why Alice Cooper showed up, although I was glad that he did.
Yes.
The funny stuff was a little funny, but the awful stuff was extremely awful. But Alice Cooper sang 2 songs in the movie.
did.
So how could I possibly hate it? Easily, because the ending was stupid.
The ending was
throwing
stupid.
ghosts and werewolves plus a vampire, and then Johnny Depp's character in love with a 17-year-old girl. Plus, none of the story made any sense whatsoever. Tim Burton, you have fallen from your Beetlejuice high down to what is most obviously the worst film he's ever made. And yes,
Was it?
this is a rage. This
Ah.
movie was terrible. I don't care
No.
how beautifully shot it was. I don't care how many
looked
Alice
good.
Coopers. There was no.
Looked good. It had a Jackie Earl Haley. It had Alice Cooper.
No, this. You and your paint a brush over stuff.
I found Johnny
Tell me
Depp's
anything about
performance
this
was-
movie
was
that made
funny.
sense. Tell me anything about why it made sense.
It wasn't.
There was a-
It
there's-
didn't have to make sense. It was more of an art project than a.
Yeah,
than a
it was
movie.
like Tim Burton said, you know what? I'm really stoned this weekend. I'm going to write a fucking movie. And then he says, you know what I haven't seen in movies lately? Let's make a scene where Alice Cooper does 2 songs,
Yes.
which made no sense whatsoever.
It was so
this
good.
movie was so terrible.
Nah, it
and
wasn't
Johnny
that bad.
Depp was not good. Johnny
Yeah.
Depp was in that stage where
I like
he's
him.
like, I'm
I
so
liked him.
tired of seeing Johnny Depp do something stupid and outrageous. Why can't he go back and do The Dead Man too? Then it might have been like, this
was
is by
good.
the time I started to hate Johnny Depp.
It was meh.
It was not meh.
Yeah, it was meh.
You were wrong. You can't.
I am so disappointed in Casey right now. Usually it's just soul sucking the movies that he
But
makes me
he's-
watch, but this did
was
not.
pretty-
This did not.
This was
do it.
pretty soul sucking for me.
No,
I
not
did.
at all.
I liked Alice Cooper, but if I wanted to see Alice Cooper, I'd see him in concert, not in the middle of a movie where it made no sense that he was performing not 1 but 2 songs.
Yeah. It was all right.
This was a train wreck of a
Nah,
movie.
it wasn't a train wreck.
It's completely awful.
Nah, it was fine.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what people else thought about this because
Have
you seen this, Murray?
I know what the consensus
Of
is
course I
out there.
saw
It's
it.
wrong.
I don't remember it, but I saw it. I never saw the TV show, so I have nothing to compare it to.
it had a
but-
vampire in it. Murray.
Yeah, it had a vampire.
Yeah, it was more of a soap opera.
Was I wrong?
It was kind of a-
Michelle Pfeiffer not in this thing?
She was.
There you go. That's why I went to see it.
That makes sense.
It wasn't Johnny Depp. It was her. It's
Oh.
always
Wasn't Chloe
Michelle
Grace
Pfeiffer.
Moretz?
It was like, what, 17 back then?
Wasn't
No.
Chloe Grace Moretz that you went to see
Doesn't
it?
matter. Michelle Pfeiffer's it. That's it.
Yeah, she was also terrible in this.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just saying.
She's Michelle Pfeiffer.
She is Michelle
I'd
Pfeiffer.
watch her read a phone book.
It was
That's
meh.
right.
Why would you watch her read a phone book?
Why
That's-
not?
Because she's
Is she going to be reading it like to
because she's
herself or out
awesome at
loud?
everything she does.
She could read it really sexy like.
That's
like,
right. She could.
Like
What?
like Alfred Armstrong, 403-274.
That's
There you
not
go.
sexy.
1264.
It is when she does it.
I'm not sexy.
I don't know that it
if
would
she,
be.
If she was doing
No,
that,
it was probably a mess
I have
for me.
I have faith that she would be sexy reading the phone book. I would
she
see
would.
that movie.
Sure, she would.
It'd be better than this one. I can tell you
No,
that.
no, it would not.
Now, Brycey,
Yep.
what are you going to pick from?
I do not believe it's my turn this week.
You always say that, but yet it still
Well,
is.
according to this thing, it says Jim and Bryce,
Yeah, that was last
and
week.
it ain't me, so it's got to be one of you two.
It's Bryce.
What are my options here?
My tasty bag,
Yeah. No.
the audience dare bag.
Maybe.
Is this yours?
That's
You
my
can-
bag.
You can pull. From,
I am not
right.
pulling from my
Pull
bag.
from your own.
you can pull. You know what? Free reign. You can also pull from Murray's bag that's usually set aside for the two of us, and you can also try another Casey.
Yeah, I'm not going to push my luck with Casey. I got a good one. Like last time, it was actually pretty.
You got a little bit of a
entertaining.
pass, did you, from the Case Master?
Yes, because usually it is so bad. I'll go fan dare bag.
All right, here we go. Reach your nuggets into here. I hope this is really awful.
Me too. Nah, I actually hope it's good. Usually it is.
Yeah, this is it's the meh bag from our listeners.
I think there was one Mondo, maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, I've got one in my hand. I have pulled it out of the fan dare bag, and our glorious audience has chosen Inspector Gadget from 1999.
Be Matthew Broderick, I believe.
Now that wouldn't be considered a kids movie, no?
No, it's live action, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
No, it's from a cartoon, but it's live action.
Yeah, and the main character is Inspector Gadget.
That's right.
Oh, that doesn't sound so bad. Matthew Broderick. Yeah, I got a vague recollection of this.
Yeah.
Who else is in it?
I do
I
too,
have no
actually.
idea.
I extremely remember this movie.
Really? And was it good?
It is not good.
Really?
Yeah, and let me tell you who is in this.
Inspector
Well, at least you can sing the
Gadget.
song, but you know, there's some really good actors in this. There is
Yep.
Matthew Broderick. There is Rupert Everett.
Rupert Everett. all right.
Andy Dick. He's
Andy
always
Dick.
he's always funny.
Not always.
Mike Haggerty's in this. Oh, Dabney Coleman, one of your favorites.
Dabney Coleman.
Oh, Francis Bay. You love Francis Bay.
Dabney.
And,
Working 9 to 5.
That's right. And Mr. T. I pity the fool that doesn't
Mr.
like this
T's
movie.
in it?
Yeah,
Nice. Okay, I'm in.
And Richard Keel's in this.
That's all right. You had me at Mr. T, man. Now I am looking forward to this. I don't get myself enough Mr. T.
Or enough Richard.
Yeah,
He's a tall drink of water.
It's all Mr. T.
He's all Mr. T and Mr. Teeth.
I pity the fool.
Yeah.
I hope they don't
pity
have,
the fool
I hope
that has
they
to
don't have
watch
Richard
this.
Kind standing beside Mr. T, because Mr. T will look awfully small.
Yeah, and you don't want that. Like that's
he,
unfair.
He pretty much looked. Him and Stallone were looking eye to eye, weren't they?
Yeah, they
he
were
must
the
be
same height.
Yeah, he's got. So that
Stallone
makes him
very
what,
tall
like
here.
four
but you know,
foot
Stallone was standing on a box because I think Mr. T is
For the whole
probably-
match, I don't think so.
Yeah. That's the magic of
Magic
filmmaking. Yeah.
Sure.
All right, Inspector Gadget starring Mr. T. I'm in.
Starring. It's absolutely starring Mr.
Starring
T.
Mr. T.
So before
As
we
the
close
Claw.
for this week, I want to let everybody know that we are starting festival season for us. We are about to see our favorite film festival that has ever existed of all time. So if you want to follow along with what we're going to be watching this week, you want to go to CalgaryUndergroundFilm.org and look at the lineup that they have. It is going to be spectacular.
Are we still doing regular episode?
We don't know yet. We got to see how much time we have, and we may or we may not.
there's a lot
We're
coming out
definitely
this weekend.
doing an episode next Wednesday, everybody. We're probably going to talk about our favorite films at Cuff so far, and then we'll probably at least see one film,
Or like 4,
or probably one.
but maybe 4.
Maybe you will, but I'll probably see one. The one that I want to see.
There's only one you want to see?
Pretty much.
Really?
Well, there's a couple I want to see, but one of them's coming out on...
I believe he's
think
talking
Prime.
about regular movies, not festival movies.
No, festival. No, he's talking about regular movies.
Regular movies.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all the festival movies.
I know you're saying
Yeah.
all of them.
all the
yes.
ones that I can, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a little disappointed that they're putting some up head to head that I want to actually
Oh,
see.
and
then-
I will be there for all of them.
Murray's going to be working the projector.
That's right.
Is that a euphemism?
Yes, that is. He's going to be operating his projector in a dark room
Yes.
by himself.
He's going to project all over the screen.
all over the screen. All over that white screen.
I'll be showing the moving pictures on the screen.
Is that what the kids are saying these
That's
days?
what they
Moving
say.
pictures.
I am going to release my moving pictures.
All right.
So, get ready for that, everybody. Thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks, Extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey, the nerdy photographer, for the voice of Rage or Dare. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We are always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us an email to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dares to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 make us a rage. That's a week. A rage on.
Rage on.